Welcome to Dreamcatchers. I'm Diane O'Connor, and in this series, we'll be hearing from MBSRT members who have retired and have gone on to their next chapter following their dreams. We'll meet people who have taken the leap and have gone on to have great adventures and wonderful life experiences. Our Dreamcatcher today is Maurice Arsenault from Rosse, New Brunswick. Maurice, or Mo, as he is known to his friends, began his teaching career after graduating from UNB at Harry Miller Junior High in 1986. He taught there for 11 years before going on to Rosse High School, where he became a department head and a coach for a variety of school teams before retiring in 2018. Throughout his teaching career, Mo also built an excellent resume as a coach, both within the school system and the local minor hockey association. He is the former technical director of the Kennebecasis Valley Minor Hockey Association and was also responsible for the creation of the first Hockey Canada Skills Academy in New Brunswick. As well, he played a leading role in implementing the Hockey Canada Speak Out program, designed to educate on and prevent bullying, harassment, and abuse in the sport across New Brunswick. He has been active on the national level since the 1990s, serving as a course conductor for the National Coach Certification Program and Hockey Canada Safety Program, as well as joining the writing group for the novice edition of the Hockey Canada Skills Manuals. On a provincial level, Mo has worked with New Brunswick's female under 15 and under 18 teams, and even reached the national stage, serving as an assistant coach with the St. John Vitoes when the host team claimed an historic silver medal at the TELUS Cup, Canada's National Midget Championship. Welcome to Dreamcatchers, Mo.
Thank you, Diane, for the very kind words, and I'm glad to be here.
Well, you know, we've known each other and taught together for many years, and I know you were always involved in hockey. But where did your love of hockey come from? Did you play? And was it always a retirement goal for you?
Well, the love of the game definitely started at home. My dad was loved the game of hockey, loved the Montreal Canadiens. Got to see, of course, Maurice Rocket Richard play the game. And also within the community, small community in Dalhousie, sports was very important to the community. And being the fifth boy in the family who played the game, I guess it was just appropriate that I would also want to play this wonderful game.
Yes, I could see. And of course, those greats of the hockey world and Maurice Richard, oh my gosh, you know, I remember some of those big names too from when my father used to watch hockey all the time. Yeah. And five boys in your family. Wow.
That's right, five boys, and at one time, every one of them were we were all playing. We were fortunate. My mom followed us. My dad was working, but my mom followed us quite a bit and was always involved, especially during tournaments. Whether we were billeting kids from other communities or other provinces, or whether she was baking, or it was a family affair. There's no doubt, but that was the community.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now, you and I have taught together for a long time. So, I mean, you have great teaching skills, I know, from my own daughter being at Rosse High, and lots of your former students praising you, Mo, and I know just from personal, being a teacher with you, what a great teacher you were. And so the teaching skills that you have, how did that come into coaching?
I would say that goes hand in hand. And as you said, I was very fortunate, Diane. When I started, at Harry Miller Junior High, I came into a staff that was involved in effective teaching, or what they called staff development. And everyone in the staff that was part of that staff were involved in it. And here I was coming in as a new teacher. There wasn't any room at the time, but the principal at the time, Mr. Roger Nesbitt, asked for permission, and I was able to join that group. And I was very fortunate. I truly believe that that has made a huge difference in my life as a teacher and definitely as a coach. As I said, I think they go hand in hand together. Whether you're, if you're teaching, you're always, you're building relationships, you're guiding, your communication skills are crucial. Your listening skills are there, are there for the kids. Your organization skills that you will that you will use yourself, but you will also give to these players or students to motivate, some of the motivation skills. So I mean, all of those go, in my mind, hand in hand. If you're teaching, you're coaching, and if you're coaching, you're definitely teaching. You should be.
Yes, for sure. And that was a wonderful program that we had, effective teaching, because we were mentoring each other, and it was just so well done, and we all learned so much from it.
You're absolutely right. The ability to be able to go watch, like I said, I mean, this was a fairly mature staff with great, I say again, great teachers. And to be able to go and watch for 5 or 10 minutes, and after that, to be able to discuss with them some of their tricks, if you want to, that they were using, some of their skills. And the takeaway, I really believe, I've said to many times, even during when I'm teaching courses, that I think like best teachers and best coaches are really good thieves of taking materials from other people, but using it in the proper way, it can be very, very effective.
Yes, very true. Very true. Yes. Now, in your bio, it says that you coached a lot of the young women in our hockey. And that's a big thing. And I noticed that there are more and more young women coming into hockey, and they're being more and more recognized, which is really great in Canada. So is there a difference coaching young boys and then young girls, do you find?
I would say yes, there are some differences, and I'm not sure if that will continue that way. Today, I mean, we're now seeing some professional women's teams, a lot more girls playing. But for the time when I was coaching, I could see some of the differences of they are literally students of the game. Whatever you say, they will do. They'll follow rules for rules, like even if it's in the technical or tactical aspects of this hockey game, they aim to please. They want to do that. They enjoy getting feedback. They enjoy being together. That piece of togetherness for them is crucial. Yeah, it's the aspect of that game for them. It's that friendship. And I've always found, and I mean, I've had the opportunity to coach males and females, and the focus on the male is a lot more on individual success, where on the female side, I've always said that it's team success. It's that ability for them to be able to be together, win together, and have fun and laugh. They still want to do that. At the same time, they love to learn. And the game has gotten to be a lot better on the female side. We have a lot of good, skilled female hockey players in the area, in the province, and definitely, throughout Canada now, for sure.
That's so interesting that the young girls are more interested in the social aspect as opposed to the individual skill building. And it just goes to show the difference between, females and males, that the females they tend to be a lot more social and want to have that group dynamic and the friendship and all that sort of thing. That's very, very interesting how that plays out in hockey.
Yes, it does. And I'm sure it does in other sports too. I think it is. And like I say, I don't think it's just the idea that they're not skilled enough, because there are some very, very good hockey, female hockey players that are very skilled. So we can't say that. I think it's just different. It's and it's not that they don't take the game serious. They want to win just as much, but they do it in a different way. To me, it's just, I just find them to see the fun in that game all the time. For them, the fun is there. And we must never, you can't lose aspect of that. If this game's not fun, then why would you play?
Exactly. That's great to hear. Really good to hear. Now, on the flip side of that, you were involved in the Canada Speak Out program. So that's the downside of a lot of our sports nowadays, with the bullying and the harassment and all of that kind of thing. So that must have been very difficult to handle. And how did you handle it within your sport?
That's probably one of the hardest parts, Diane. And I mean, listen, I would say even today, and when we look at, where Hockey Canada is now, having to go with this game, where the government of Canada has been involved in this, and it's not an easy area to deal with, but it's definitely, it continues to grow. And I mean, we need to continue to educate coaches. We need to continue to educate our players, officials, administrators, and also the parents about what can be really good about this game, but how this game also can have some downside, and what do we do when these things happen, when somebody is being bullied or harassed or abused, and how do we deal with that? The Speak Out program, which today we call Respect in Sports, was when that came out, was in my mind, was probably another very important aspect of the game that we needed to improve. To say that again, I still believe we're not, it's not there 100%. We're still working on it, and we have to continue. And we have to continue to educate that, that success doesn't always, I'm a firm believer, and still as a teacher or as a coach, that success for me doesn't mean to win or to win at all costs. But winning for me is a whole different story. And when I do some of our coaches seminars, work with coaches, and I try to tell them that we got to be careful. Where do we want this game to go? To what degree do we want to push these kids? Or else it can come back. You're so much better off to build that trust and that relationship with them. That'll go so much further for you in the long run, and they'll want to play, and they'll want to. It's important that we make this game to be safe for everyone, for all.
Yes, for sure. And do you find that there's more of that you see on the male side than on the female side?
I would say absolutely. Again, we, recognizing that there are more males that do play, Diane, the game, we do. And as I say, I really believe that oftentimes, it's part of society too, that has, we've built this game of when you're making at national levels or playing pro and whatever, that we think of these people as, that are so important, and whatever, you feel that whatever they can do or whatever they do may not hurt the sport or whatever, but we know that it can. And we have to be careful with this. I think like I keep saying, I think education is the key. I think, and it is being used. We've seen it here in Hockey New Brunswick now, where coaches all have to take these courses. Parents have to. We're making parents sign things at times to make sure that behavior wise, and that they understand that this game is supposed to be fun, and it has to be. And again, when I say having fun doesn't mean that you just play to lose. You can play to win, for sure. We all want to win, but we can't all win. So we have to learn. These are things, that this game is not just about the scoreboard, but it's what do they do with this? What do they do? What are the outcomes that will come out for them that are going to give them later on in life? And I mean, to me, those are the successes. It's not to see for me, whether kids have made it to a pro level or whatever. I mean, we know that that's a difficult thing to do. But if they are, good citizens in the community and giving back to the sport, and that's what I like to see. Those are success stories.
For sure. Yes, because in any kind of a sport, it's building upon that team mentality and the mentorship with each other, and just playing well together. Even as a society, we have to learn to play well with each other, because unfortunately our society doesn't always promote that. And so we have to look to other things. And in sport, you have a microcosm of society. So, let's play well together, and let's learn how to respect each other and to like each other, and have fun with the game as well as win.
Bang on, Diane. That's, really, that is, like you say, I think it's a microcosm of what the world is. And we're there. So whatever we can do with this, it will, transform within their society also.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, you've been doing this for quite a while, along with your teaching career, and I know it takes up a lot of your time. But besides that, what are some of the rewards and maybe some of the great stories you could tell from your coaching days? Because I know that you've done some all through school, and now since you've retired, you're more into it. But what are the rewards and stories? We love to hear good stories.
Well, the rewards, I guess, there are some of these rewards that are physical rewards that I've actually won. And those are all nice. In 2016, I was awarded as an example, the Gordon Jukes Award, which is a national award. It's the highest national award that you can get from Hockey Canada for hockey development, for developing hockey, and as an administrator and as an educator also.
Oh, wow. Congratulations on that.
Well, thank you. But I mean, the great thing was that we were invited to attend the ceremony in St. John's, Newfoundland. Carol Ann, my wife, and I, we attended, and I mean, it was amazing what they had done for her. Also, like they took her to go see icebergs and whales and all kinds of things.
Nice.
Like that. And while I was involved in more of some of the meetings that went on, but that's a highlight for me at a national level. Again, I'm talking about a more like a physical award or whatever. But a lot of when I look at what's been more awarding than anything is that I can literally go today, Diane, in every province or territory in Canada, and I know that I would have a place to stay. From the people I've met, or
nice.
I've worked with, coached with, or are still connected with.
Yeah.
And this game is bigger than just a game. I always say that the game is only a small part of everything we do with that. This game it allows you to work with other people from other provinces or other territories or other communities or other towns, cities, and it's huge. It's the friendships. It's that build that friendships that you've done with people. I mean, that is success. It's not a reward. It's not an award that I won for that, but for me, that's a success that I see. And the other part of all this are what I say are students or our players. When they come, I mean, we know that there are a very small portion of them that it will ever make it to be able to play pro hockey. And I really say my job is to develop. It's not to make them pro, but it's to develop the person. So that's skills, but it's also the whole person.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the job of a teacher, of a coach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you put it right. It's developing the person from, all parts of the person. And we see these young people grow, and we hope that they grow into really great citizens, and they're making connections of their own, just like you've made connections right across Canada. Hopefully they can make connections and carry them throughout their life, and they can see what a benefit and a bonus playing hockey and playing any team sport is for them, because it really guides them through life and it gives them that foundation.
It's so true, Diane. And like as an example, again, last week I gave it's called the Development One Coaches course. So this would be for coaches that are coaching at different levels in minor hockey, and it was done online through Zoom. We had 42 participants across this province. But the greatest thing about doing that night was there were six former, well, some of them were students and some of them were former players who were now taking that course. And, and a couple of them actually being educators, teachers. And here they were taking this course so that they're going to get back to the game that they had also, so that's, again, to me, is a reward. That's a success.
Yeah, you're paying it forward is what you're doing there, and what they've learned from you, they're going to pass on to the next generation, and they can keep that whole line of communication and friendship and teamwork growing. And that's what we need in our community for young people as well.
Absolutely. It's like I say, it's not all about the X's and O's of hockey drills. That's a very small portion.
Yeah. You're developing the whole person, not just the hockey skills. Yeah.
Right.
Gee, I wish I had played hockey now. I never would have done well.
You would have been good, Diane. I know you.
Oh, I don't know. I would be great at passing out the hot chocolate at the end.
Well, we need them too.
Yes, that's right. And I imagine you also, besides the players themselves, this also sort of spreads out into the community. I mean, the parents and the friends of the hockey kids, all that sort of thing. It kind of trickles down, because I know that with a lot of times you see in the arenas, the parents and all the friends, it just gets whipped into a frenzy if the game is really close. And so you also have to be aware that parents have hot feelings, and they want their kids to really rise to the top level, and so they have to also learn that spirit of friendship and being together as a team, because the parents are with the kids as a team. And so, being part of that hockey world, you teach them as well, I imagine.
You're absolutely right. As you say, the education doesn't just stop with the players. It definitely has to, as we have parent meetings, usually a few of them a year. No different than last month when the team was selected, the St. John Vito's, as an example. We do some education right then and there with the parents about what do we feel is required of them. And that goes from basically, Diane, from how you should be behaving in a hockey arena, to what you say after a hockey game on the drive home. All those aspects, and we tell them how good that can be, or how to the detriment of the child, how that can be so bad.
Wow.
I keep saying, what you say and how you say it can determine. You have an awful lot of impact, as a coach does. We know as a parent, you also have, a big impact there. And we know you want to be there to support your child. But to know that, the way to do this is to be supportive and to listen, and to, not there to be critical. Leave that to the staff. They'll work with your child and make, develop some of his skills and make him better and whatever. I always say to the parents that there's a reason we hire these people for coaches.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Because coaching involves more than just coaching the kids. Oh, wow. Because you're coaching the parents as well, which is really interesting and is so good to hear, because parents, who takes the parenting skill? A parenting teaching lesson, not many of us do. Because as parents, we're thrown into that water and then sink or swim, right? So
absolutely,
you're teaching parents as well as the kids, which is really, really good. So everybody's involved, which is so nice to hear. So as a coach, and if you're looking at other people who want to get into coaching, what would you advise them?
So I usually say, like, no different than the other night when I was talking to these 42 participants, is that it is time consuming. I'm upfront and I don't lie about stuff like this. It is very time consuming, but the rewards are also very nice. I mean, they're huge. So you're going to have to put the time in. You may need to get some help at time. You may need to use your staff as sounding board sometimes for what you would like to do. You have to be ready that depending the levels that you're coaching at, if you're, whether it's minor hockey, high school, or some junior hockey, be prepared that there will be some traveling involved. You'll be away from the house at times. You may be, and again, those are all depending on what level of coaching that you're going to do. Be prepared to have to take some courses if you would like to, to improve yourself. Be prepared to do things sometimes that are a little bit out of your comfort. And I gave them an example. I said one of the greatest thing that I probably ever did in my in my young career as a coach was to have someone videotape me while I was on the bench, and to see what kind of behavior did I have while I was on the bench. Where did I spend my time on a bench? But again, no different than something you would do in a classroom when you had other people come in and watch, and you could see, oh, well, they spent a lot of time on that side, but very little here, or whatever, or they didn't speak to some of them, but they spoke to some. All these kinds of things are all they're just little tricks. But, when you watch it on a video, it doesn't lie. It's there. It's what it is. So those are, now you have to be comfortable with somebody doing that with you. But these are things, if you do want to improve as a coach, which is what I tell them, is that you can, because you will have a great impact on those children. And so what you say and how you say it is critical.
For sure. Now, I know your own daughter was involved in hockey, and she was big in hockey. Didn't she get a scholarship to a university in Maine?
She actually ended up playing NCAA in the Ivy League at Union College in upstate New York, and had a great career. She was Rookie of the Year. She ended up she got the opportunity to play against the U.S. Olympic team.
Oh, wow.
And we were able to go watch some of this. We did quite a bit of traveling. She played a little bit of pro hockey. She was a great opportunity for her to be able to do this. Today she's teaching today, and she coached hockey for 7 years. She's now coaching a couple of different sports, but again, just glad to see her still involved, especially in coaching and in teaching. I think she's going to be, I think she's a good teacher, but I think she's going to be a great teacher.
Oh, isn't that nice? Wow. So you grew a hockey player and a teacher. Wow. Good for you and Carol Ann. That's great.
Yeah. And I mean, I would never, I'd be selling myself short here. So, and selling Carol Ann, definitely. I was very fortunate for Carol Ann to be a huge supporter. I mean, I was away a lot. I'm not, especially the years when I was working with Hockey Canada, and I had to go to, oftentimes when we were writing manuals, I was in Toronto. I was hired at that point. I'd go with, there were Nike skills manual and whatever. So I was part of that writing team, and I was away a lot. And then even coaching, I also, I was part of the Canada Games team on a couple of occasions on the female and on the male side. I was away, and but she always supported me. I was like I said, very fortunate, because that's not an easy task. With having the two kids involved in hockey also at the house here,
right?
She did have to do a lot of running when I was away.
It's very helpful to have a supportive partner, for sure. Yeah,
crucial.
So now you're retired. Are you going to continue with your hockey coaching?
Well, right now what I'm doing is I'm doing some mentoring. I'm mentoring a new director of hockey operation of the Beatles, and I'm mentoring a manager, and I'm actually also doing some mentoring with the board of directors. And I'm still doing some course conducting, for Hockey New Brunswick and Hockey Canada. So I'm still there involved. I'm not particularly coaching on the bench, Diane, and that's just uh, because of the traveling. For the last 12 years, I was still traveling a lot. Whether it was in Bathurst to Charlottetown to Kensington, PEI, Moncton, and Fredericton, which is all part of our league, plus a couple of the major tournaments that we did in Chicoutimi, Quebec, and Halifax. So it's just the demand on this, and getting home at 1:30 in the morning, January, when it's minus 50 or minus 20, you're getting in a cold car at one. It's just starting to wear on me, as you can imagine. But I mean, I'm still involved at the game level, and like I say, right now, I think it's a right time for me to be doing some mentoring.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it is, and you're just going a different direction. That's all. You're not slowing down or quitting. You're just
No.
going on a side career like we all do. And talking about that, we're all looking at retirement years and what to do with them. What advice would you give to someone to follow the dreams? Because really, when teaching takes up a lot of your time, and you've taught for 32 years, now it's the next stage. So a person is looking at, what will I do? So what would you advise them to do to follow that dream?
Yeah, it's so true, Diane. And I think if I look at, as myself as an example, I'm definitely a lot wiser, and I definitely have a lot more time. So both of those things for me, I'd say, to anybody who is still wanting to follow their dream, I think those are two key things that they're going to have now. It's you're just wiser. I've often said my first 5 years as a teacher, I probably was not a very good teacher, but I can tell you that my last 5, I was a much better teacher.
Oh, I know you were.
but my first 5 years of coaching, I probably wasn't a very good coach either. But I know through the experiences and the what I've been able to learn from others, and whatever the mentoring programs and stuff has made me a much better coach. So I say to people, if you have the time now and you are wiser, wow, imagine the impact you can have.
Exactly. We all grow and learn, and we don't stop. A lot of people think when they retire, that's the end and they've got to stop doing everything. But no, you just pivot and you go on to the next thing, right? And that's what we're doing, and that's what you did. By doing this little video for us as well, you're coaching people to say, follow your dream, do something, because now you have that resource, which is time. And we all want that time. And so take that time and do something fun.
Absolutely. That's the key. Take the time and to do something that is fun to do for you.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And that feeds your soul.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's been great talking to you and seeing you again, Mo. We haven't seen each other for a long time, but it's been wonderful talking to you again. My goodness. And I really appreciate you doing the video with us today and inspiring people, because I know you've inspired a lot of young people. So now you're going to be inspiring seniors like us to do things that we want to do. Can you imagine we're calling ourselves seniors?
Seniors, I know.
Isn't that crazy? I know. But you've inspired me, and I know you're going to inspire other people to just follow their dreams, because that's what it's all about.
It really is. And thank you so much, Diane, for the kind words and for the friendship that we had, and the fun. Like I say, the fun. I was so fortunate to have such a great career in teaching.
Yes,
but it was the people that made it.
It was the people, and whatever you do, it's always the people and making that connection. And we certainly have made that connection. So thank you again, Mo. It was wonderful.
Thank you, Diane.